From the Middle is a founding member of Odd Pods Media. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to episode 217 of From the Middle. We are three middle class guys living in the middle of America in the middle chapters of our lives with points of view somewhere in the middle. We are genre, comedy, genre, culture, genre, entertainment. Those are our genres in our kind of podcast, and we like to have a good time and laugh. In this episode, we talk about class reunions, a few movies we're seeing at the theater, and all kinds of questions about food. You're going to friggin' love it. So make sure to hit play, enjoy the episode, and check out our promo at the end for our dear friends at Artius Man. Check it out.
Oh, for the love. Sorry, just clearing my Mountain Dew hole.
I got my phone hole cleaned today.
That's where you keep it? You're so cerebral and you're so developed and evolved.
From the Middle after dark over here.
I heard a rumor today.
And what was it?
The rumor that I heard was it's somebody's birthday today.
Oh, no. Live.
As of recording this.
The rumor is true.
No way. Happy birthday, buddy.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Sorry I missed yours.
It's all right.
Glad you could be a part of mine. I'm 39. And
Nice.
loving every minute of it, Jerry.
Hey, me too, buddy. Me too. So,
And by the way, anyone who has enjoyed the show for a while knows that's exactly how it would have gone. If anyone's birthday was going to get celebrated, it would be Corey's.
yep.
Kendall's was celebrated. You guys talked about it. Kendall,
That's true.
what do I have to look forward to about 39?
I don't know, man. I've only been 39 for like a month. But so far, things have been as regular as I was before, so that's good. I hear that you've already started to have some problems with that. And more like fun, don't. Am I right?
Heyo.
Heyo.
I just had to exercise a demon. It was not good.
So, but happy birthday, buddy. Sorry, Dylan. I feel like Dylan as a younger child with middle child syndrome.
Hey, we celebrated Dylan's birthday with a cake. So
that's true. That is true.
He's not allowed to make jokes about equality of celebration.
I'm allowed to make jokes. They don't have to be based on anything real.
That's a fair point.
Speaking of getting older, so homie texted me last week and said that our 20-year class reunion should be coming up, but that he hadn't heard anything being placed on the calendar officially. I'm pretty sure we've talked about high school reunions before on this podcast. What are you guys' thoughts? Refresh my memory. Is this something that we're chomping at the bit to go be a part of? Or is this like, I know what all my classmates had for lunch yesterday because of social media. Why am I going to a class reunion?
I mean, I would say that like my answer and probably Dylan's answer would be very different from your answer. Because as the class extrovert over there, I don't know. For me, I like a lot of people. Here's the thing. So the people that I would want to see, like I could call up right now and go see them.
Right.
Anyway. And even though some of them are listening and I want them to know that like even though I haven't done that doesn't mean that like I don't want to see you. Which is, life's happened, but that's kind of my point. Like I don't have that draw, that desire to go hang out with other people that I barely knew, to be honest. So,
and remind me how big your graduating class was. Not much bigger than ours.
it was like 100.
Yeah. So we graduated with like just over 60.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like I knew everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knew me. But there was probably like 20, 30 who I knew better than everyone else or better than the rest of the crowd. And and that group of people, like, I'm still in relative contact today. Like, we still have a group text message that somebody started up a year or two ago, and those kinds of things. And there's a small group of them that I like lived with and that kind of thing for a lot of years. And yeah, and now we're all married and have kids, and there's a handful of them that still get together regularly. Um, but I mean, we're still friendly. Like, if I wanted to chime in and be like, "Hey, can I come be a part of the D&D thing that you're doing?" They would. I'm sure they would let me in. Like,
So the type of reunion that you'd be having doesn't really matter. It's more about, no disrespect to everyone else, but the people that you would have chosen to spend life with, you already are,
yeah,
albeit not as much as you would like. But I'm saying it wouldn't matter if it was because most of us are married with kids at our age. We're not like getting pass out drunk. We're not
yeah.
staying out until 4 and then waking up next to, oh, we said, dude, we crashed at Johnny's old pond. And then, like, yeah, none of
Mhm.
that stuff. Even if it was just a family friendly ordeal, you're like, I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if it's just fun for, I can understand if just being fun for somebody to like bump into someone that you knew from a long, long time ago and be like, "Oh, man, that was really cool seeing you." Um, but I don't know. I can understand it being enjoyable for some. Um, for me, I just feel like I have better ways to spend my time.
Fair. Dilly?
Um, I think the social media thing really changed a lot of the value of that kind of get together. And it's not, I know for some people, it's like, oh, I'd hate to go back and see this or that person or this or that bully or this or that, whatever. There was no one really like that in, I didn't date a lot. I didn't feel bullied. I didn't feel whatever. So it's not like that. It's not that I'm pretending that I don't want to go because I don't care about it, but I really don't want to see certain people. It's not that kind of thing. I just think social media kind of changed the game on the value of that whole proposition. It's like, the people that you really want updates from, either you talk to them or you already get those updates. I hope everyone else is doing well. I'm sure sometimes what's fun is somebody in conversation, I'll be chatting with somebody and they'll throw out a name and I jokingly usually say it this way. I totally forgot that they even existed as a human on the planet. So I say that kind of as a joke, but I'm sure other people would do that for me too. Like I totally forgot like Dylan was even at our school, let alone was, a human around here. And so I'm sure there's that part of it that would be fun, but like, yeah, I think social media kind of solves a lot of that problem, right?
Yeah, that's a great point. I feel like if it wasn't for the fact that I could just go online right now and like figure out what everyone's up to, like
Mhm.
that might change my opinion on it a little bit. I'd have to step outside of the current environment to do so, though.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, your 20th now means my 20th soon. I don't know. I'm sure I won't go. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. And then there's that part of me that like I still feel very similar. And in some ways I feel very grown up. And then in other ways I feel like I'm only a handful of years removed from who I was. And I'm like, I don't even know that I would have anything interesting to tell anybody.
Well,
Like, I don't
Dylan's still
know.
talking about Star Wars, so
Still like Lego and Star Wars. What
Still
else?
playing with your toys?
Still like video games. I
Yeah.
don't know what else you want to, you know. I don't know else. What do you want to know?
some of the same exact video games.
Yeah, literally.
I
Uh,
feel you.
yeah.
Yeah, I've decided now that the invitations have gone out and I'm just not invited because if it was going to happen, it would have happened this summer. And summer is coming to a close. Kids start
I don't
school
know.
next week. Can you believe it?
Yeah, dude.
Crazy.
Yeah, our kids are getting going this week.
Wow.
Um, yeah, summer came and went, man.
We talk about this all the time, but being from the town we were in, I feel like there were a lot of kids in 4-H and were showing animals at the fair. And our county fairs seemed to start later in August. And so schools wouldn't start. I'm not I never heard that it was officially because of this, but it was like if they knew they started, they'd have half of their student body there.
Yeah.
So they just decided to wait. And we always started later, like last week of August, sometimes even I think into the 1st of September. So it felt like you had all of June, July, and August off. I've talked to so many people about that with kids this summer about how early it seems kids are starting. First week of August, second week of August. Like it's crazy, but I get it.
Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, I would assume that your school was logging the same number of days that all of the other schools were. It was
State
just
required
shifted a
days.
little
Yeah.
bit.
And we would go a little later into the spring, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think what feels a lot different is some of those people that I've talked to that their kids are like first, second week of August, their kids are done like the third week of May, where we would go like beginning of June. It didn't feel like you were going any later if you were still in school on June 2nd or 3rd, but it feels like you're going way earlier if
That's a
you
good point.
go a week or two earlier in August. So I think it's just how the year finishes up. Because I never really remembered thinking much of like, oh, it's only a day or two into June, no big deal. I still have all of June left. But anyways.
Yeah.
Two things this week. Sorry, Kendall. Reminded me of how ready I am to not have my kids back at school, but have other people's kids back at school. I have tried to have special time with each kid before school starts as like a one last daddy and that child little hangout date, whatever. And so I took Chloe, the middle, to McDonald's because she loves those bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddles. And there were 13, 14, 15-year-old boys in the booth behind us, rather. And the whole time it was just loud. First of all, their attire. We've talked about the attire of Gen Z and whatever is younger than that. And then it was like, bro, hey, bro, look at this, bro. The booth had one of those like video game things that they could play.
Yeah.
Like, bro, look, it's free, bro. Hey, bro, you should call Taco Bell and see if their dining room's open now, bro. I don't want to call, man. You call them. I'll call them back. Hey, hey, are you guys open for like they're talking like they live in Southern California and they definitely don't. Are you guys open for dining yet? What? No, bro, they said no, they're not open yet. Oh, they gotta be open. Window time. Did you ask what time they do open? No, bro. And I'm just looking at Chloe like, bro.
It's such an unfortunate age, especially for guys, because you're talk about being like echo chamber insulated. You and your friends all think you're so funny at that age.
Yeah.
And none of you are. And you just look back on that age, like we weren't funny at all.
So what time did they say they are open? I don't know, man. You should call them back then. I can't call them back. I just called them. But if you call them, they want you to buy stuff there, right? So they're going to it's not a prank call. You just want to know what time they're open. But I just call. I feel stupid. They won't know you're the same person. Just don't say bro so much. It was so annoying. And the second thing was I took the kids to see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles today for my birthday. And Sherry opted to stay home and watch her new show, Chicago Fire, that was recommended to her by a friend. So she started back at season 1 anyway. So many kids, so many very loud kids. And I was like, man, you know what? I'm excited to go to coffee shops again without junior high and high school students. I'm excited to go to matinees again. Like in those long stretches or days off, long stretches between work calls or like days off where you just pop out and go grab a movie and come back and there's nobody there. Oh, it's going to be great.
I tell you what, or you can just be super patient and do what we did. So Isaac had his birthday and we saw the new Spideyverse movie. We let him take a friend and we brought the twins and I mean, seeing that this late in its run.
True.
Ain't
nobody there.
There was nobody. There was maybe 2 other families there, and it was otherwise an empty theater.
That's awesome. How did you both like your respective movies?
Yeah, Kendall, you start. You're not going to spoil anything.
I thought, yeah, I know. the whole time that I was sitting watching it, I couldn't help thinking to myself, like, this is just a cool movie to watch. Like I feel cool even watching it. Just like it's like watching a 2-hour music video. It was really, really nice.
I was especially interested in your take because you typically don't find yourself enjoying and anything animated, even if it's kind of geared towards adults, like some of the Star Wars animated content that's like the better, more hardcore episodes. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting that your take on.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, you're right. Well, and it's not, I mean, I guess like the animated stuff. I used to watch Adult Swim back when it was first a thing and thinking that that was hilarious and enjoying that. Um maybe it's like that stuff was explicitly adult humor and so it didn't quite feel had a different feel to it versus like was it Clone Wars and things where it's like, yeah, I mean, I feel like this was made for kids. I understand that a lot of adults are watching it, but I feel like it was made at best maybe for adults to watch with their kids, or something like that. I don't know what it is. I typically can't get into stuff, but both of the Spider-Verse movies I could get into, especially this one. This one, for whatever reason, just felt cool. Corey, how did you feel about it as an artist?
I think I weighed in without trying to give away spoilers before, but I love how each character and villain had its own art style
Okay.
representing it. So like the first time you see the Vulture, he's in like a Leonardo da Vinci's sketches on like stained paper, and it's all black with cross hatching.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And it has like the figure 1, figure 3, like all those little things next to it, like kind of like blueprinty sort of. Every character had their own style, and I thought that was really clever. And I think, and that this has not been confirmed, but I think when certain characters were standing next to others, their style affected the other character's style slightly. There are some scenes with like the punk rock one when he's standing next to other people. I think he kind of colors, no pun intended, their style a little bit, and they take on some of his crazy anarchy sort of style. And then my only other comment on art and design in the film is I felt like Gwen's style at the end, and Dylan schooled me on the deep meaning behind this, but I felt like her style was a little too much. Like it actually became a distraction. All of the super pastel dripping, everything when she's in the room with her dad, especially, like they're not even drawing the objects anymore. They're just doing like outlines, and everything is watercolor pastels just dripping. And Dylan's like, that was symbolic of the breakdown of their relationship. And it was only, and I was like, dang, I missed that.
Yeah.
I was actually distracted by it because I wasn't focused on her facial expressions or their dialogue anymore. I was just looking at the walls melting.
Yeah.
And so at the point that it became distracting, I wasn't interested, but everything else, I was there for all of it. I thought, oh, this is clever and fun, and I love it.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Agree? Disagree?
Agree. I wanted the artist's take, man. that was Amy's question. We had this whole fiasco of like she's trying to talk to me, and I'm like, I'm wearing headphones. Hang on, I take the headphones off, and she's like done with her sentence. I'm like, well, now I don't know what you were trying to say.
That's actually a good segue into Mutant Mayhem because I said this from the trailer. They're like taking a page out of what Sony Pictures Animation did with these new Spider-Man films and trying this sketchy 2D meets 3D animation style with turtles. And there are some objects and backgrounds in Turtles where it looks like the digital artist just went like this on this with a crayon on the surface of whatever object.
Okay.
But the things you're supposed to focus on maintain a lot of integrity. So I think it's kind of like when your eyes blur at the side of a screen, you're not meant to focus on those things anyway. or like in video games where they duplicate that effect. Like if you're a sniper or something, like everything on the sides kind of blurs and you zero in. They did that successfully with Turtles. And it's a good time to get my take because I haven't been tainted by all these reaction YouTubers yet, or even like the new rock stars 30 Easter eggs you missed in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I've watched none of that. I'm just my pure reaction out of the theater. But it was really interesting that they made some of the human beings in Turtles really sloppy, I guess, like intentionally sort of like a jaw that was way off to one side, or like cheekbones that didn't match up, or eyes that were not even kind of symmetrical. Like they kind of jacked them all up a bit. And even the kids said that was slightly distracting. Like the humans just looked weird. The turtles themselves are awesome. Shredder's awesome. Bebop, Rocksteady, all awesome. But some of the human characters, it was just no characters that you needed to care about. There's tertiary characters at best, but it was just like, why'd they just jack up their faces so much? Other than that, in the first or second scene, they're already tugging at your heartstrings with the relationship between the brothers. And they do a good job of setting up how much they want to explore the world above the sewer. But because Shredder is scared of them getting hurt, he's kind of overprotective and he's keeping them down there. So they're longingly looking at humans interact like Ariel kind of does in her famous solo in The Little Mermaid, just like longingly looking at that world that they want to go be a part of. And I won't tell you which actual pop culture movie they catch people watching on the lawn at like a drive-in movie, but they see humans interacting and like flirting and hanging out and boys being boys, watching this real actual pop culture movie that I'm like, oh, I can't believe they threw that in there. That's so awesome. But then they walk away from that movie and they close the sewer lid and like their eyes are welling up just because they long for interaction outside.
Oh man.
And you're just like, they play this beautiful music over top of it. And you're like, man, I'm 3 minutes in and I deeply care about these characters already. So they do a really good job hooking you from jump. And there wasn't a lot of nostalgia for someone who grew up with the cartoon in the 80s, the late 80s. It didn't feel like that. It just felt like this is definitely another movie for a younger generation that I am now out of. But I feel the nostalgia of that these are characters that I know the backstory about and care about, and they were true to the personalities of each turtle and some of their relationships. So that felt cool. As a Jackie Chan fan, it was really cool to have him be the voice of Splinter. And yeah, it was just really fun. It was very cute. There was a lot of like laugh out loud parts. Don't go in thinking this is going to be the truest, most nostalgic, awesome reboot of the Turtles. Just go, I'm going to go watch a Turtles license for 2 hours and have a good time. And you will be pleasantly surprised.
Do you feel like they're trying to do you feel like they're just trying to entertain the 39-year-old dudes, or do you feel like that maybe they're trying to do with this movie being sort of a newer style in the West of filmmaking, kind of taking the nod from Spider-Verse, I think
they're taking the new style of filmmaking and trying to appeal to the paternal audience and that parents' kids at the same time. Some of the music choices are not songs that our kids are familiar with. Rather, they're songs we're familiar with at our age.
Yeah.
Oh man, my favorite part of the whole thing, the Turtles, I'm going to guess. I think the Turtles and other characters make 12 to 15 references to pop culture, things that we talk about on this podcast, as though they're just a part of our society also. Like they have a scene where they talk about the Chris's, Chris Pine, Chris Pratt, and Chris Evans. And they reference Marvel movies. They reference all this other stuff. So you're like, oh, there's these really cool references to things that we care about. And the music felt more 90s.
Okay.
And then tonally, with both music and a few other things, I leaned over to Chloe, who's a big Stranger Things fan. I was like, that felt a lot like Stranger Things, which again is something for kids these days with 80s, dripping with 80s stuff. So it's like a lot of it reminded me of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So yeah, the answer is I think they're trying to do both in a new style.
Okay. Because I feel like the original like live action Ninja Turtle films like blew up,
Yeah.
and like they were huge for us as kids.
Yeah.
And I think they put a lot of people onto Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, turned them into mega fans from
Yeah.
there on out. And I mean, I'm sure there's some of them sitting in a boardroom thinking like, can we do that again? But it doesn't sound like this movie was enough of an effort to say that they were like trying to go for brand new stardom like they did back then, trying to duplicate that. But
Yeah. And I don't think they were targeting one audience or the other. I felt like it was like a let's see if we can change the look, but keep a lot of other core elements the same. Not as like a fan servicey thing, because some of the characters were really stylized and played with that don't look anything like the action figure you had in 1989.
right.
But it was really cool, and I highly recommend it. If you do go see it with your family, there is a mid credits scene, so don't leave during the first round of credits.
And if you're streaming, don't fast forward all the way to the end.
Don't fast forward all the way to the end. Who did the voice of? There's one. So many good voices. I couldn't place all of them. Paul Rudd plays a character. It's really fun. Hannibal Buress, Post Malone. Didn't realize that.
Nice.
John Cena, Ice Cube, Giancarlo Esposito from Breaking Bad. Um, Maya Rudolph, Seth Rogen,
Mandalorian.
yeah, Jackie Chan. Oh, Mr. Beast is somebody. That's funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, great flick. Go check it out. They have these little heart-shaped button pins outside the theater that say on them, "It's turtle time." And they have the background of it is the 4 different colors of the 4 turtles. And for every 4 you buy, it goes to a kids charity. So as a cute little thing walking out, I was like, kids, we'll each get one in a different color. And you can remember the day that you took your dad on his birthday to see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I got Leonardo, Case Man got Mikey, Lily got Donatello, and Chloe got Raphael. And I was like, keep it forever and remember this time. It was really cute. And it's like, it's turtle time, like with powers combined. Like we could put them all.
Did you have a pinning ceremony for them right there in the theater? Because that's what I would have done.
Yeah.
All right,
all three of you
knee.
Yeah, all 3 of you kneel. So it was really fun. Go check it out. Give them some more monies at the theater. Good times.
That's funny. Speaking of licensing and nostalgia, the real winner in all of this is anybody who walks around Target and looks at all the new merch that comes after these movies, because there is so much like Spider-Man, Star Wars, Ninja Turtles. Like if you were into that stuff as a kid, there is so much stuff out there for you to look at. Buy if you want, but go to the store just to look at. That'll make you have all the feels for like the toys that you played with as a kid. It's crazy. I was at Target the other day and the amount of Ninja Turtle stuff was just off the charts. And it was fun. It was fun to look at. Some of them are styled like the ones we had when we were kids. Some of them are styled like the new ones. There's just so much of that kind of stuff out there you can go look at and play with.
I'm looking now because I was interested to see if they put any of the textures on them that appear on them in the movie, and it does not look like they did. They're pretty straightforward, but yeah, they're stylized in fun ways, and yeah, I think most people will enjoy. Kind of did my streaming at the top there, but it was birthday relevant.
That's hey man. Anything else happened on your big day of the birth anniversary of your journey through a canal?
I got a donut cake, which is tradition in our family. I like cake fine, but I like donuts even more. And
All
so
right.
on my birthday, Sherry goes to Yummy Donuts on the square in our little tiny town
Mhm.
and goes and grabs like a dozen assorted donuts and then piles them up on a platter and puts candles in them.
I love that.
And so I blew out 39 candles on a donut mountain and then
Very cool.
devoured 3 donuts with my coffee.
Mm.
Hey, we finally got a decent coffee shop in town. I'm so excited. Have you
Oh,
tried
did
it
you?
yet, Kendall?
In Sunbury?
Yeah, brand new. Just opened up.
Didn't even know, man.
Just opened up. You're gonna have to come check it out.
Where is it?
It's right on the square on the
Okay.
side of the police station.
Okay.
Village Coffee, I think is all it's called.
Is it
But-
where like one of the antique stores used to be?
Yes. And there's
Yeah.
like a karate place above it.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah. Check
I
it
know what
out.
you're talking about.
This is not to pick a fight with Kendall. This is a genuine question. Do you not have a Starbucks nearby? And if so, are you purposely not including it? Not because I think it's the best coffee in the world, but like I think you like Starbucks. That's why I'm asking.
Who, me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I like Starbucks. I'm sorry.
But you're not including it for these purposes.
No,
You're saying
I'm not including it because I want one that's in the little village
local.
and is not a chain. And
Got it.
most importantly, that I can go take my laptop and sit for a few hours. And the Starbucks used to allow you to sit there pre-COVID. Then it just became like a storage closet for 2 years, all the indoor dining. They just now opened it up, but it's right off the freeway.
Mm,
And it gets very loud in there.
yeah, I hear
And
you.
so I want like a small town, like really nicely made latte, sit down with a laptop for 3 hours,
Yeah.
relatively quiet-ish.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because we have several places close to us that are exactly like that, but they're noticeably further, and Starbucks is ridiculously close.
Oh yeah.
So it's not even like 1 mile or 2 miles difference, but it's like 1 minute versus 15 minutes to get to it. It's like I just need one of the local, and I'm fine with Starbucks. It's fine. I'm not knocking it. But I need one of the local places closer because the Starbucks is far too convenient.
And I feel like Starbucks used to have 10, 12, 15 tables in them. The ones I go in these days have like 3 tables.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're not going to. Yeah.
I think too many people post up in those and they just post COVID have left.
Yeah. I'm sure it's a very
Less than
intentional
2
design choice. I mean,
They
especially
want people to leave.
especially on what it's the McDonald's model. It's like, come in, get your stuff and get out. Turnover, right? Like I get it.
Right.
Yeah.
But
There's more money that we spend when you eat it here. So how about you leave?
yeah.
I feel like
Although-
it's part of that.
Panera has not leaned away from that. And in fact, they did their like unlimited coffee for so much a month and have as many tables as they always have. But maybe with all their baked goods, they know people will just keep
Well, not
walking
just
up and buying
baked goods, but like soups and sandwiches. Like they're a full on fast food restaurant,
yeah,
which
maybe
Starbucks
that's
isn't.
why.
Yeah,
That's true. That could be.
And Panera's running that fireplace year round.
they sure are. Weirdos.
All right, let's hear some words from some of our friends in Odd Pods Media, and we'll be right back with some more amazing content.
We'll be right back after these messages.
This is Beer in Front. Every week I'll talk about a beer that maybe we've forgotten along the way while we get those check-ins and badges. Being the Chicago beer guy, I'll also talk about great craft beer in the city of Chicago. And remember, sometimes the beer in front of you is the best one yet. That's Beer in Front, part of the Odd Pods Media Network.
Speaking of eating, I'm very interested to hear you guys' thoughts. Shocked we've never talked about it on eating in bed. Do you do it do you never do it? Does it depend on the food
Food.
and the likelihood that that food will make a mess?
Dylan,
Never.
you never eat in bed?
No.
Are you being funny right now, or are you being
No.
serious?
No, the closest thing I'll do to eating in bed is maybe lay in bed with a cough drop that's almost gone.
I was going to say cough drop.
That's about it. It's rare that I even venture into our room with a drink. If I'm like if it's almost gone and I need to go to our room to do something, I might take it with me and then like throw it away in our bathroom. But no, I don't.
Is this a crumb thing?
It could be. I don't know that I've broke. This is maybe like a Monica Crummies thing. Like, no. I was so careful. It's not an explicit order. It's not I don't know if it's Crummies. Maybe it's Crummies. I just, you know what I think it is? A long time ago, I was just chatting with my doctor about something, and he said, really, like even watching TV in bed is not good. Like if you want to try to sleep better, just only go to your bed when you're ready to sleep. And so I don't even really watch TV in bed. I try not to be on my phone too much at night. I'll like read a little news, but like I really don't use my bed unless I'm sleeping. And so it's like if I'm eating, I'm near the living room, I'm near my office, I'm in our basement watching a movie. I'm not doing it in our bedroom. So I think that's it. I trained myself a long time ago. It's like when I go to bed, it's bed. It's pretty much bedtime.
Okay, Kendall.
Okay. I guess I'm very much the same way. I can't stand to just hang out in bed. And that's like not even me trying to be like sleep disciplined, whatever. That's just I don't know. I don't like lying in bed. And so I think that's probably the driving reason why I don't eat in bed. However, there is a part of me too that's like does not want crumbs in bed. Like that would annoy me. So even if I did eat in bed, I would be picky about what I did eat. For that reason. But, it doesn't bother me if somebody were to eat in their bed. If Amy wanted to eat in our bed, she's more than welcome to. I wouldn't care. But no, I just don't do it. I don't find it disgusting or anything like that. Here's a little fancy pants thing. Dylan mentioned bringing in like a almost finished drink or something like that. I am my prissy little self, and I have a box of San Pellegrino in our bedroom, and I always go to bed with a bottle of San Pellegrino.
That's very fancy.
Yeah.
Do you put it on a little tray or like put a towel around it?
I only handle it with gloves.
Okay. Fair.
For one thing.
Boxing gloves.
Boxing gloves.
It's a fun game I like to play.
I like it. When I was doing all of those taste tests like a year ago of fizzy waters, that one was one that was like notably gentler than all of the others, which I generally speaking didn't like. But for bedtime purposes, I find it pleasant. I don't know. I always have to have water next to me, and like a couple of times I ended up bringing a San Pellegrino upstairs with me, and I was like, you know what? That's like perfect for next to the bed.
Just the effervescence I need when I'm dozing off to sleep.
I'm one of these people who like, I don't like to drink just straight water. And so having sparkling water is very helpful for me. And
if we hadn't gotten to 217 episodes, I never would have learned this about you. And this is my favorite thing I've ever learned about you. That you like it because the bubbles are gentler on your belly.
They are, well, there is something like I've read some stuff, and I think it's true that sparkling water can actually help with indigestion problems and with heartburn. And so for me at nighttime, that is helpful. But then also, like, if I Topo Chico, which is my favorite to drink during the day, is extra bubbly, but it also makes me have to like burp and stuff like that. And so
Yeah.
lying down, that can give you a tummy ache. San Pellegrino is a lot gentler on that, but anyway, I don't know. You can make fun of me if you want to. I'm happy
I'm not.
about
It's just the combination of words that have come out of your mouth in the last 2 minutes are making me laugh. But I get it. I'm not laughing at you. I totally understand it. It makes sense. It was very unexpected, and the humor of it caught me off guard. I was trying to also think and pose this question for you, Kendall, since you felt the same way. I was trying to think, even if I felt sick, is there a situation where like I would lay in bed and maybe feel so sick that I would snack or drink in bed? And I thought, no, because even when I feel sick, I typically make my way out to a couch and then I like post up on the couch sick all day. And so I would have my snacks there. And then when I'm ready to like go to bed again, I'd maybe get up and go to bed and take a nap and then come back out to the couch or something. So I can't even think of a situation where if I were sick, I would sit there and like eat.
I'm with you there too. I've never spent a day sick in bed before.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Corey's turn.
Wow, I'm learning.
How many of all those donuts did you have in bed?
0, but I wouldn't have a problem having any of them in bed or almost any other food for that matter. I'm so surprised to hear you guys' answer. I'm the slob over here. I'll eat with a fork and knife in bed. I love it. I take 2 Outshine bars with me to bed every night. Forget fizzies. I want 2 Outshine bars. One of them starts to melt on my nightstand. I have the first one. And then by the time I start the second one, it's ready for me. I will have breakfast in bed. I will have dinner in bed. I like laying in bed. And I'm not a slovenly person, but it doesn't bother me at all. Bowls of cereal, ice cream.
Question. Because now I'm imagining an elaborate like plate of spaghetti with a plate of garlic bread and green beans over here. And then you've got like extra napkins and you've got garlic bread with a plate of butter. What's the most elaborate setup of food that you've ever taken to bed? Like how many different plates or bowls have made it into your general sleeping area?
At one time, not just build up. Which I assume happens.
Since we're getting fancy, I will tell you that I have a serving tray, a wooden
with little feet,
Magnolia, a wooden Magnolia flat bottom Magnolia Farms looking thing that I use, and never has all of my stuff gone beyond what can fit on one small tray. So it's not like multiple plates, but.
Okay, so how many times have you had to stack up 1 or 2 plates because you knew it wouldn't fit on the tray? If you,
I'll get so excited when I have that on my lap in bed. By the way, that I'll do one of those little little shimmies because I got everything. I got like the pop here or the drink here. I'm like, ooh, I'll stack the pillows up nice behind me. I'll do one under. I can't wait. I'll do one under. Yes, I have a problem with food. I'll do a pillow under each arm, so it's like I've made my own recliner. Basically, I'll do like a whole food setup. It's amazing. You guys got to try it. You're missing out.
There's something about that, like you get everything like placed just so that like there's no way that you're not going to enjoy this experience. Everything's going to be, and then that moment just before you dive in, like to just like mentally check into dinner time, just take that little, okay, it's time moment. I love that.
I'll sometimes put my noise canceling headphones on if it's content that the rest of the upstairs can't listen to, and like just push play and turn it up as loud as I want. I'm in my own little I don't mind hanging out or just like reclining, obviously lounging in bed. Like that to me is So Dylan's reason is like it's the wrong category. I'm here for sleep and sleep only and maybe a few other things. Kendall's is more like I just don't like laying in bed or staying in bed.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's all good. Well, that I was going to ask bathroom, but if you're not taking food in the bedroom, you've got to never be taking food.
Well, no, I spend far more time in the bathroom than I do in our bedroom.
Or even taking a beverage in the bathroom.
That's
That I don't do. That is weird. And
it's tough
that
because
is
it's
a gross
hard.
thing.
It's hard to know how do I want to phrase this? It's hard it's hard to imagine that whatever you take in there is going to stay as clean as it was once once you leave that room or finish it. So it's all relative to what I'm doing, and I'm hesitant. See, like if I had a drink, I probably wouldn't carry it into the bathroom. I would set it on something in our bedroom and then walk into the bathroom and then come back out and grab it. If I have something already in my hand that I'm eating and it's almost gone and I'm like walking through the house with it, I would maybe just finish it really quick. But it's if I'm just going in there to grab something, like I'm going to grab a comb or I'm going to go grab something off the counter or a drawer, yeah, I'll drink or eat whatever on my way there and out. But if I'm like going to be sitting down for a while, I'm probably not taking anything with me.
Yeah, but funny enough, if I'm going to be sitting down for a while, I do the exact same kind of ritual that Corey does. I get everything situated.
Yeah. But you best be sure
rub the hands together, shiver a little bit, and then prepare for something awesome.
You best be sure though, if I do sit down with something in my hand, I'm going to start singing Circle of Life, right? Because it just feels appropriate.
You guys know in Star Wars when the smaller ships and fighters come from pure outer space onto the landing area, in one of the bigger ships, there's that blue like wall that they can fly through. Or maybe you play Minecraft and you know what it's like to go into the nether where there's that like purple wavy wall. And if you stand there long enough, I imagine a poop particle wall in an open bathroom that like the minute I start to take food through there, I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Except for every once in a while, an ice cold beverage in a hot shower is really nice. That could be your favorite Mountain Dew or adult beverage. But like I'll even cover the lid until the moment I'm safely in the shower, crack it open, and then
you don't want to drink the poop air.
Right.
Okay, what about cars? Eating in cars.
All for it.
All for it.
No problem.
If
I'll take my chances with knife and fork food. Even that.
And frankly, this is where if I would be willing to be considered a little more gross, this is it. I'm not putting ketchup in an ashtray, but I mean, like, unless it's a brand new car, if I'm just like driving mine, and I keep my car pretty clean, I keep stuff out of it. There's never trash in it. There's never whatever. But like crummies falling on your car floor, who cares? It's just where your shoes go. Like if I'm eating some Taco Bell and a string of cheese or two goes on the floor, I mean, I might pick it up right away, or I might just wait till I vacuum the car next. I don't care.
Exactly.
So that's actually one area where I'm like not even super concerned.
Yeah.
About crummies and stuff.
I do it all the time. We talked about, I think we talked about this at one point. Apparently it's a common thing in some families to like get takeout or to get like drive-through fast food and bring it home and eat it. And until we were married and had kids, like I'd never done that before. Like I have never gone through a drive-through, taken the food someplace to where I was going, and then sat and ate it. Like I've never done that. Is this
you being sarcastic to make a point?
No, it's me saying I will eat in my car all the time, to the point that like apparently like I'm not even aware of how normal it is to take your drive-through food someplace else.
Oh, see, here's a great example.
Like if I'm driving through on my way home, I'm not waiting until I get home. Like I'm eating it on the way home. And if I'm not done with the fries, then I'm sitting in the driveway finishing the fries real quick before I head inside.
But now it's all five of you and you're going to Skyline and you're like, we're going to take Skyline to the park or home.
Mm-hmm.
You're mostly eating it in the car, you're saying?
Now that it's all five of us, no. I mean, Skyline in particular, we're not eating.
Okay,
like
Wendy's.
But Wendy's, If it's all 5 of us, if we drove through Wendy's, it's because we want to stay on the road, typically.
Okay.
So, yeah, grabbing Wendy's on the way to the park isn't really.
I like situational things. So let's say you're coming home from a library opening that went far too long.
Yeah.
Amy or you is like, I don't have anything in the fridge that we can quickly cook up for dinner, and it's already 6:15. Let's just stop at the Wendy's closest to our house. Will you then take it home, or will you eat it in the 5 to 7 minutes between Wendy's and your house?
I would say if the whole family is in the van, then we're probably eating it on the way home.
Gotcha.
Now, in the circumstance that, like, you know, I'm coming home from somewhere or Amy's coming home from somewhere bringing dinner for the rest of us at Wendy's, then obviously.
Sure. Yeah.
But I would say
would she eat hers?
No, I don't think so. And I wouldn't eat mine if I were bringing it home for everybody.
Okay.
So that's sort of like the one circumstance where it would now, only because I have my own family, would it be normal for me to bring drive-through home.
But you are entitled to some fries, even if you didn't order fries, because you are the delivery guy, and that's fair game.
Of course.
Right.
Of course. I usually get myself an extra drink, actually.
Dad tax. Yeah.
I'll order 2 drinks. Yep.
You are entitled to bites of anything that you have retrieved as part of dad tax. See, now this is interesting because I would be the exact opposite. I'm going to almost always wait to eat it till I get home, unless I'm on a road trip. And then it's like, if we want to get there, it's like, let's just get it and eat in the car, unless we all have to also go to the bathroom. But here's a situation that would be was very common for single Dylan, less common now, but a situation that I wonder if you would do the same. If you had time alone, kids, family, Amy, kids are gone for a day, and there's stuff you're really excited to watch. I would be very excited to go get the food, post up like Corey and do the, fat guy shimmy, get it all on the coffee table, get the show ready, open my food, hit play, start eating while I'm now watching or doing whatever I'm doing. If you are in that situation, would you still, because I don't want to waste any time. I don't want to drive slow and waste time trying to dig food out of the bag. I want to get back as fast as I can so that I can turn on the thing and start the food. Would you still eat it on the way home?
Yeah, I'd still eat it on the way home in that situation.
Wild.
But for me, in those situations, I'm not thinking. I feel like I cook a lot more than you guys do.
No.
And so for me, like that situation that you just described is a trip to the grocery store, not a trip to Taco Bell. Like I the day before went grocery shopping.
Yeah, see, I cook a lot. That's why for me it is fast food. So I don't have to cook anything or think about, I better also buy groceries.
No, I mean, like if I'm going to be eating junk food, it's not going to be Taco Bell. It's going to be like chips and dip that I bought yesterday, kind of thing.
All right, see, this is
and then if there is something more substantial, like if it is about the food for me, then I'm probably cooking it.
Yeah. See, wildly different thought processes. I'm thinking I don't want to waste valuable time cooking or taking longer at the grocery store. I just want good food fast to start doing the thing that I want to start doing.
Yeah.
But I don't want to waste extra time making things right now. I make things all the time. This is speed now. This isn't about I'm going to grill a good burger and make my own French fries and,
but then I don't want to be, I wouldn't want to be distracted by eating and watching. Like if I want to really take in what the entertainment's given me, I don't want to be eating. Like I can blindly take a chip out of a bag and put it in my mouth.
Yeah.
I can't, this.
I can't blindly eat a taco from Taco Bell. So for me, it literally doesn't take any longer to eat while driving than to not eat while driving. So that's not a problem off the top. But then once I'm there, I wouldn't want to be, if it's a football game, by and large, something like that. So that's more in my line. Like there's a sport that I really want to get back and watch. Then even then, I'm eating in the car on the way home. And
2 thoughts, and then I'll move on to my next scenario. One, I know what you're saying, Kendall, about missing part of the entertainment. So like if I miss one word of dialogue, it drives my family nuts. I'm like, what'd he say? I'll use the "what did she just say" feature on Siri through the Apple TV all the time because it goes back 10 seconds, slaps on the subtitles, and then turns them off automatically. You can't do that with a Chipotle burrito because you're constantly looking down to make sure you're not dropping sour cream all over the coffee table.
Exactly.
And the other thing is Sherry cooks so much and is so thoughtful about our family dinners that it almost always begets that we're just seated around the dining room table anyway, because it's like she's got dish upon dish upon dish and sides. And so anyway, I'm not doing that a lot anyway. All right, last one. So even though now I've now painted the picture that I'm a complete slob, my office and desk are normally very clean, but I often will I'll make a quick deli meat sandwich, lunch meat sandwich, chips, and a drink. I will bring that into my office area and eat that while I'm doing a training video, admin stuff, answering emails, whatever. But I'm really weird. And I mean the minute I'm done with that plate, especially if there's like ketchup on it, I want that thing out of my sight as fast as I don't want the residual smells of ketchup globs on my plate. This is now back to being a place of work immediately. For those that work at home, how do you feel about bringing food in while you're working? Conference in the same place you're having these conference calls and recording your podcast, you've got a big plate of food next to you.
Just imagine that you take the last bite of chip off the plate and you immediately like eject it off your desk with like a kung fu punch. I will almost the entirety of the day. I have a cup holder on a cup coaster on my desk. There is a cup there, a cup or an empty can pretty much at all times. Like I will bring it into my office, finish it likely within 10 minutes, the drink. Yeah, that's something I'll finish it within 10 minutes and then it sits there till the end of the day. Maybe halfway through the day if I get up to get another drink or go to the bathroom. I don't, it's not the same. It doesn't bother me, but I'll just take it at kind of the first opportunity, whatever, to get it out. But if it sits there for 3 hours or 5 hours, I don't care. It sits there for.
Are you doing lunch in there? Or has your robot brain said, this is a workplace? I only work.
Well, I will sometimes. I have lunch with Bree and Finley almost every day. In a whole year, maybe 5 or 10 times, I don't have lunch with them. So it's and that's out in the kitchen. So it's very rare that I'm eating like lunch out here. But
that's good. You get away from the office. Yeah. I think that's good.
But I do have snacks, or I'll do my little omelet taco in the morning and I bring that into my office and eat it in here. So it's usually more snack stuff and drinks than it is like meal.
Gotcha.
Less of an issue.
Kendall, I know you don't like sit down and post up and work from home as much, but even when you're like editing videos or stuff for what we do or other things, will you bring in a plate of food or do you like to keep that out of your workspace?
I keep it out of my workspace, but again, I think it's only because like when I go into doing something like that, I prepare for it and like I go in with the intention of not doing anything else until it's done.
Right.
And so I guess maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the same kind of thing. Like if I'm watching something that I want to pay attention to, because I'm like you, Corey. Like if I think I might have missed something, and sometimes like I rewind it and check it out, and sometimes it annoys me because I'm like, oh shoot, that plot twist just happened. I feel like I missed information, or am I supposed to not know yet? And I'll rewind sometimes and just be annoyed at the fact that like, no, I'm actually not supposed to know yet. I didn't miss anything. But I guess maybe it's the same kind of thing. Like I just want to be focused on what I'm focused on, and I don't want to have to be eating a meal at the time. I mean, I'll have maybe kind of a snacky kind of thing next to me, but not necessarily with any kind of intention. Just in the way that like you might have a candy dish next to you or something like that.
Yeah.
Grab something once in a while. But there was one circumstance during COVID where I took part in an online church planting conference, and I did like set up for that one. Like I had ordered uh from before I even knew ghost kitchens existed. It was a chicken tender ghost kitchen uh called Coop and Run, and that I'd always wanted to try. I'd seen them before advertised on DoorDash. And so like I got them and I got all set up and I had everything out in front of me, and like I've got my computer in front of me and I'm watching this presentation or whatever for this you know, COVID friendly conference. And I found myself like just shoving the food to the side and just telling myself forget that it's there because it's in my way.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I
I don't
think
know. I've got modes like with watching TV and that kind of thing. There are
Yeah.
some things where like I'm very cool with eating and watching, and then there are other things where I don't want to eat while I'm watching.
feel like we all need to go walk a mile after this conversation. But the last one, I think I'm going to change because I think it's healthy to get out of this 10 by 10 office every once in a while.
Yeah.
And if I'm honest, sometimes during that quote unquote lunch break, and I work, most of my team is on the Pacific Coast. So I'm already like, I think I just want to be attentive to like Slack and email. Cause
Mhm.
like, I never want the perception that I'm slow to respond, but I'll have like a YouTube video going on in the background during that quote unquote lunch break. I could go do the very same thing out in the living room or in the basement and get the benefit of not being cooped up in here for a 9-hour stretch.
Yeah.
Or like if Sherry happens to be free, which is rare, we can have lunch together. But yeah, I think I want to change that one now that I've heard you guys want to talk through that one. Okay, that was good. All right, sorry, I was so interested in you guys' answers to those questions that I dominated.
It's all good, man. Hey, so I want to keep it on food here for a second,
Yes.
especially when you had talked about here you have like the physical moment when you have everything set up in front of you in your
Yeah.
bed and you're
Yeah.
rubbing your hands together and you're
Yeah.
excited. And I did something today that I realized that I had done before in other circumstances, and I wonder um I call it fist pump worthy meals. And so there's, and I think I narrowed it. I was talking through it with my wife today. I think I've narrowed it down to it's meals that I don't have as often as I think I should, because when I do it, I just enjoy it and am so satisfied afterward that it like literally like finish the last bite, put fork down, and I literally give a bit like a fist. I fist pump after I'm done with it. Celebratory, no joke. This because I did it today at dinner. We were planning on going to one place, and it turns out they're closed on Mondays, which is when we're again recording this whole thing. And so we walk over to Local Cantina, which is a taco. Oddly enough, it's called Local Cantina. It's a taco chain. So there's nothing local about the Local Cantina other than it's the one that's near you. But still, I've only been there twice. This is the third time. And both times that I'd been there were wonderful experiences over the years. And this time, like just finished the last bite of the taco and like a little bit audibly, but definitely visibly gave a because I was like, this is so good. I can't believe like I do the same thing when I eat spicy ramen at home, which is funny because when I eat spicy ramen at home, it's because I'm by myself typically. And so like entirely by myself, I'll finish spicy ramen, put the bowl down from slurping the last of the broth, and then fist pump after I'm done. So I don't know. Do you guys celebrate meals in that way?
I feel like my reactions are on first bites, not once I've conquered it. So like if I'm gonna have a reaction, audible or otherwise,
Yeah.
typically that happens on the first bite of whatever that thing is, or on the first sip of a fancy cocktail I tried to make, and I feel like I nailed it.
Yeah.
I don't do that after.
You don't see yourself doing that after a meal?
No.
I just now came up with a theory. Dylan, I want to hear your thoughts.
So I feel like this opens up the conversation of like the silly things that we do when nobody else is around.
Oh,
kind of
yes.
thing.
Except I did it in front of my family as well.
Like
maybe for the first time. I don't know.
You know, the little dance moves, the little shimmies, the little noises that you make, the little
The little songs you make up.
I feel like we're crossing into that like threshold. So this feels like maybe not necessarily completion of a meal, but what I would do is when I've gotten back with my bag of Taco Bell and I'm sitting down for the movie, I'm gonna probably start making little noises or doing little shimmies or like, first bite of the bean burrito, and you're like you're doing the dance moves to yourself, like after the first bite of the burger or the bean burrito, or a really good a really good nostalgic meal, and it's like the first bite, or like the cold lasagna on the leftover cold lasagna, or you make a really hearty like chicken noodles, mashed potatoes, and it's just like oh, this is so friggin' good. You're just all excited about it. It's gonna be that. It's gonna be like a combination of miscellaneous noises, dance moves.
But you're celebrating as early as like between garage and unbagging your items.
It might be the presentation of it to myself as early as
look what you've gone and collected.
Look what
you're like Twinkle Toes walking from the car.
I'm excited because I cut a piece of lasagna as big as a dinner plate, and I'm like setting it down, looking at it, or the first bite of something, or maybe the last bite that is like I'm perfectly full, and it was like the best bite was the last bite kind of thing. It could be any of those. It's like eating around the edge of a cheeseburger, and then the middle has extra cheese and pickles and all the condiments, and you take the last bite, you're like, yes, that was the perfect final bite.
So you have a pre-game celebrator, first bite celebrator.
Maybe not all of them. Yeah, at the same
when
time,
appropriate.
Yeah, meal, but any combination in thereof. Yeah,
and
sure.
and once the buzzer once the clock's at zero, celebrator, and you, Kendall, what's your hypothesis? What does this say about us?
Not about you.
No, it's fine. You can just say.
No, trying to think like one thing that I think that maybe I've learned about myself is that I tend to clearly maybe compartmentalize things, and so like this is eating time, not movie time. Movie time is for blindly eating popcorn, not for trying to enjoy my Taco Bell. I can't enjoy my Taco Bell and enjoy the movie at the same time. I need to do those things back to back. So maybe like I'm just compartmentalizing anything. And so when I'm eating, it's during my eating time, and then just sort of like when it's finished, if it's worthy of it, I give it one last nod because I'm about to move on to something else, but I want to enjoy this experience one last little moment. So I give it a hurrah.
You did it.
And then I move on and edit a video.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I crushed dining time.
And it's not necessarily, it's not even because of like, I mean, I had 3 tacos, right? It was, or like 1 bowl of ramen. It's not even because like I performed some kind of an eating challenge.
Well, that's what I was asking.
Just like I was so satisfied by it.
Before you said it was local cantina, I'm like, is that when you make something and you feel the pride of going, I did that really, I put those ingredients together really thoughtfully and really well. I nailed that dish and I enjoyed eating it. And I have the satisfaction of knowing that my family enjoyed it too. Fist bump. You're just saying 3 tacos from local cantina. Yes.
Yeah, dude.
I can't wait to eat with you guys next because I'm going to be over there shimmying.
It doesn't happen all the time.
I'm going to be shimmying. Dylan's going to be twinkle toesing, and Kendall's going to fist bump at the end. We'll video
us on at the end.
We'll video the whole thing for our mid bits.
There's going to be a Bojangles opening up near me soon. I think we
Mm.
all know that we need to have some Bojangles together.
Speaking of things coming to Ohio, we're getting a Buc-ee's apparently.
What?
I
Did
think
you
like
not hear?
near Dayton, maybe?
This was
Oh.
shared. This was shared on our Facebook group from the middle for the Middlers, I believe.
Yeah.
Loyal Midler let us know that Ohio is getting a Buc-ee's.
All right.
You know they're not going to stop at one. They're not going to not put one in the greater.
They're going to
Columbus
do. We
area.
went from having no Sheets gas stations to having all the Sheets gas
Exclusively Sheets, I
stations.
think.
Golly.
Ohio,
Yeah.
sponsored by Sheets.
It went over the course of 2 years. Like I trip over 4 of them on my way anywhere now.
Yeah, dude. It's nuts.
Crazy.
As if
But I
we
like
had
it.
no gas stations,
They have
and
a
they're the saviors with gas.
they have a French
uh,
fry subscription, which I think is funny. I don't
Not
even
mad
know
about it.
that I've tried their fries.
Speaking of things you should be subscribed to or buying on a regular basis, go check out artiestman.com for amazing men's grooming products made locally with all natural products right here in Sunbury, Ohio. Our good friend Jeff over there does a killer job with his products, and we're super proud and excited to be affiliated with them. Go to artiestman.com. That's ARTIUS man.com. Use promo code The Middle. That's The Middle, all caps, all one word at checkout to get a whopping 25% off of your first order. All subsequent orders will be tracked, attached to us. It helps you. It helps them. You get a great deal. You get great products. And Jeff knows that we sent you and gives us a little tiny kickback, and we appreciate it. So I talked to somebody just this past week who said they were very interested in placing their first order. So super excited about that. Also, shout out to our friends over at Grab 'em in the Brisket. I got to connect with our boy John. He was in town randomly, texted very last minute and said, "Hey, are you free?" We grabbed a bite and a beer, and it was just really good to give him a big old hug and catch up. Super awesome dude. He loyally listens to this podcast, and I just told him how much we appreciate him. We need to have him on just by himself as like a fourth chair one week. I think that would be really fun, and we could ask him a lot of questions about what he does outside of making amazing meats and doing a podcast, because I think we're very interested in that area. Anyway, there's a little
Talk about
teaser.
shorts. His shorts that he puts together are amazing, by the way, on YouTube.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about, I'm sure his shorts look fantastic on him. I'm talking about his YouTube content. Anyway,
his shorts are fantastic.
Love what you're doing with your shorts there.
So anyway, special shout out to John. He's a good dude, and it was really fun hanging out with him. And thanks for all the listenership and viewership. We appreciate all of you. We would love to hear from all of you. So hit us up in one of the many ways that we have made hitting us up possible. Phone numbers, emails, texts, call, voicemails, email, all the things you can do. So hit us up, leave a tip in our tip jar, and we will catch you next week on From the Middle. Bye.
Yeah.